So a couple of months ago, I came to a realization, and it was that I couldn't do it all. I know, shocking, right? To be honest, I live a pretty chaotic life, and I often bite off more than I can chew. I often say yes, thinking that I can do it because that's just what worked for me for years. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, or if I'm just a little bit more cranky, or I've run out of fucks to give. But I'm getting more and more tired of constantly feeling like I'm in a rush, like I have to be on the go, and that I don't even have time to slow down to enjoy the enjoyable things. So if you're a bit of a chaotic person too, where it feels like you never really have enough time, or you can never really quite slow down enough, then I want to share with you the 10 habits that simplified my chaotic life. Because I'm a bit of a mess, and I kind of don't really have a lot of chill, and I would very much like some chill. Please. And this video is sponsored by Audible, but more on them later. So if you're anything like me, then you probably feel like you're always in a rush. Almost nothing is slow, meaningful, relaxed, but you got your snooze schedule down to a science. This is still something I'm working on, but from Monday to Friday at the very least, I've been working on waking up at the same time every day so I can at least make myself breakfast and a cup of coffee in the morning. I've always done the bare minimum in the morning in favor of sleeping in, but I realized that I wasn't really winning any trade-off. Because in favor of an extra 5 minutes of snoozing, I'd sacrifice starting my day at my own pace and immediately get out of bed racing the clock. By setting my alarm 15 to 30 minutes early, right now it's 7:30, nothing to write home about, I know I am no Jocko, I give myself a little space to slow down and have a more relaxed morning. It's not much and it's not monumental, but so far I'm finding it 1, doable, and 2, I've really reduced the amount of rushing around and stressing out that I put myself through every single morning. I started to realize that every time I hit snooze, I was setting myself up for a day of rushing, stress, and feeling like I was on the edge for the rest of it, and it just wasn't worth it to me. The next thing that helped me simplify is by having a place for things. I've slowly but surely gotten into a habit of putting things in their designated places, not only to reduce visual clutter, but to minimize my stress and the chaos in my life overall. It looks cleaner, it feels cleaner, and when things start to pile up in your space, in your mind, at work, then it's just one less mess to clean up and deal with when you need to. The third habit I developed over time is budgeting literally daily. A lot of the chaos in my life had to do with money, and it's because I didn't know how to manage it, and for the longest time, I pretty much refused to manage it. For me now, it's everyday practice to take a look at my budget, not only to see where I am, but to see where I'm going for the rest of the month, and even how much I have left. Creating that habit really eliminated a lot of stress for me. It takes less than 2 seconds for me to check my budget and see where I'm at. And as tedious as it may seem, it ultimately puts my mind at ease because straight up, money stress sucks. And whatever order that you can bring to the chaos within your money, then I definitely recommend it. This next habit is pretty new to me, but it's one that I think will make a big impact, and it's learning to complain less. I used to think that complaining was a way for me to relieve some stress and even to have a laugh, but the more I catch myself in the middle of a complaint or doom scrolling or find myself indulging in a moment of online outrage, I realize that's contributing to the chaos in my mind and in my energy and wasn't really doing good for me or anyone else around me who happened to hear it. So a strategy that I've implemented lately to help me sort of complain less and be grateful more is to attach some gratitude onto the end of any complaint. And I learned this method from the book Effortless by Greg McKeown. And because sometimes I find focusing on reading physical books a little bit difficult, I've been listening to Effortless on Audible to make it more effortless. For me, Effortless is the audiobook that is everything I needed following the book Essentialism, which is all about separating the important few from the trivial many. And Effortless is all about what to do when the important few still feels like a little too much. Greg narrates the audiobook himself, and one of my favorite takeaways so far is his advice to complain less and be grateful more. Because when you focus on what you lack, you lose what you have. But when you focus on what you have, you gain what you lack. And if you like that quote, Effortless is full of a bunch of other great ones. And if you're new to Audible, you can go ahead and check out Effortless and all the other awesome things that Audible has to offer on the Plus catalog, like podcasts, Audible originals, sleep trackers, fitness, guided meditation. Audible pretty much has it all, and you can try it for free for 30 days if you click the link in the description down below or text Christina to 500-500. Thank you again to Audible for sponsoring this video. So let's get back into the other habits. The next mini habit that simplified my chaotic life was taking the time to do my skincare. So I don't know, lately my skin has been kind of shit, and when I'm stressed out and feeling chaotic, I wear it on my face. So when I catch myself rushing through my skincare or not paying attention to it, I start to feel a little more chaotic because that's where my mind and my energy goes. Instead of focusing on the things that are important to me and the work that I want to be doing, or even taking the downtime that I want to be doing, I start freaking out about my skin and dive into a bunch of dermatology rabbit holes to try to fix the problem. So when I stick to what works, treat my skin well, and take the time to do my skincare and give my skin what it needs, to me it really helps simplify things and chill out the chaos a little bit. Habit number 6 is something I also learned from Effortless, and that is to set a minimum and a maximum limit and do no more work today than you can completely recover from tomorrow. So now what I've been trying to do is to set some limits, both minimums and maximums, on things that I find difficult to do, which is a great place to add a minimum, and things that I find easy to do and easy to overdo, and that's where you can place a maximum. If you find that you get into a flow of whatever it is you're doing really easily and then can end up doing that for hours on end, it may seem counterintuitive to put a block on that flow state, but really it prevents you from burning the candle at both ends and completely burning out, so that you can continue to do that work tomorrow instead of continuously cycling through, pushing yourself a little too hard, burning out, having to recover, and then doing it all over again. Habit number 7 is limiting social media unless I'm posting something. Whether you're a content creator or not, I think limiting social media in general is something that all of us can benefit from. How many times have you caught yourself just in a scrolling loop on TikTok or Instagram? You told yourself you were just gonna do a quick 5 minutes, and before you know it, you've been scrolling on TikTok for the past 2 hours. I find the more I catch myself doing this, the more I realize why my mood is the way it is, why I feel so rushed later on. And it's because I wasted a ton of time on social media, allowed myself to fall into the comparison trap, and gave myself permission to doubt myself and feel like shit about myself. So limiting that amount of time, using it as a tool for the things that I want to be using it for, it's something that I'm working on to sort of help simplify things, waste less time, and be able to focus on what's important to me. Habit number 8 is meal prepping and getting pretty much the same groceries every week. And this is because I don't really like to cook. I don't really like to think about what I'm going to be eating. I just want it to be quick, simple, easy, and healthy. And I want to know what I'm getting every single time. That's not to say that I eat the exact same thing every single day, but it can make answering the question of what's for dinner a little bit easier. Habit number 9 was creating a style uniform. Having a style uniform can really eliminate things like fussing with your closet, feeling like you have nothing to wear, outfit planning, stressing about your outfit. It really eliminates the pressure. And the more I decluttered my closet, the more I really narrowed down my personal style. And I realized the more it really simplified my life. And the final habit that really helped simplify my chaotic life was not feeling bad when I unfollowed or unsubscribed. I feel like as I've gone through my debt repayment and really changing my consumption and shopping habits, I've had to really learn a thing or two about setting proper boundaries. And a place where I never really had boundaries before was on social media and in my inbox. So unsubscribing, unfollowing, muting these types of accounts, and recognizing that they're triggering something in me to feel a little unsettled, pushing those things out of sight and then out of mind really has helped me find a lot of calm and order and peace out of the chaos. So I don't really have a lot of chill, but I'm finding ways to simplify and create order out of the chaos in my life. Sometimes it's about taking things away, and other times it's about implementing new and simple habits. But living simply in a modern, chaotic life can sometimes be a lot. Let me know some habits that you've implemented in your everyday life to live a little simpler and create order out of the chaos. Thanks again to Audible for sponsoring this video, and if you were interested in giving them a try for free for 30 days, then click the link in the description down below or text Christina to 500 500. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next one.